Right now in 10, the undocumented immigrant accused of killing two teens in a crash now heading to trial will detail the testimony in court today.
And Jordan Love started the season off strong. The impact his condition is having on the Packers offense.
Plus, a local mother speaks out why she says investigators aren't doing enough to find her son's killer. It's all coming up on News 3 Now at 10. Good evening. Thanks for joining us. I'm Eric Franke.
And I'm Sarah Carlson. A woman accused of drunk driving, causing a crash that killed two teenagers back in July, will go to trial.
Well, she appeared in the Dane County Courthouse today after ICE had arrested her in connection with the case. Our Maddie Himes brings us testimony from the courtroom and the plea from the suspect.
Noelia Martinez Avila pleaded not guilty to 6 felony counts and 3 misdemeanors in today's court hearing, which comes after she was arrested by ICE officers in August, then returned to the Dane County Jail by a judge's order. The U.S. Department of Homeland Security says Martinez Avila is from Honduras and living in the U.S. without documentation. ICE officers detained her within an hour of her bond being posted back in August, which at the time was set to $250,000. But a Dane County judge ordered she be returned to the county, raising her bail to $5 million, where it remains after today's preliminary hearing. The arrests and charges all stem from a wrong-way crash on I-3990 that left 2 teenagers dead in July.
I opened up some of the doors while it was engulfed in flames, and I observed cans of Modelo near the front passenger seat compartment.
The state called Wisconsin State Trooper Trevor Rush to the stand. Rush detailed not only the scene of the crash, but the suspect's criminal record to the judge.
I learned that she had a revoked driving status through the state of Wisconsin. So that means she cannot have a blood alcohol concentration of more than 0.02.
The 9 total counts include second-degree homicide by intoxicated use of a vehicle.
After some time, she didn't inform me that she was drinking.
And knowingly operating a vehicle with a revoked license, causing death. The families of the 18 and 19-year-old victims appeared at the hearing through Zoom and in person.
All right, Maddie Himes, thank you. Martinez Avila's next court appearance is scheduled for December 9th, and her trial is yet to be scheduled.
We now know the name of the man killed at the Dutch Mill mobile homes last week. The Dane County Medical Examiner's Office identifying him as Donald Lewis. Last Thursday, police were called to Dutch Mill Road for reports of a verbal disturbance, and there they found Lewis with a gunshot wound. He later would die at the scene. An investigation into the shooting is ongoing. If you have any information about the incident, Madison police ask that you contact them or Madison Area Crime Stoppers.
The woman accused of killing her mother in Blue Mounds is pleading not guilty by reason of insanity. Sierra Schoonover is charged with first-degree intentional homicide by use of a dangerous weapon. Back in June, she was found competent to stand trial. In court today, the judge accepted her plea and considers her guilty. Now, back in April, Heather Schoonover was found dead at a home on Smoky Mountain Trail. A neighbor saw Sierra arguing with her mother prior to her death. Sierra was taken into custody after crashing her car nearby.
Today, the man accused of beating his former co-worker to death near Camp Randall Stadium last month pleads not guilty. Keith Jones is charged with first-degree intentional homicide in the death of Mark Tigelaar. And prosecutors allege that Jones beat Tigelaar with a hammer and stomped on his head. Jones allegedly admitted to the beating when speaking with detectives. And bond has been set for the man accused of a murder in Richland County. Today, Judd Frazier, charged with felony murder and being a felon in possession of a firearm. His bond set at $50,000. The charges stem from an investigation by the sheriff's office there. September 29th, deputies responded to a medical call in rural Richland County where they found a man dead. Deputies say they learned of an alleged physical altercation involving the victim days earlier, which led to Frazier's arrest. He's set to appear back in court on Friday.
And now turning to the weather, we started with the rain and scattered showers continue tonight. Alex, what are we looking at now?
A lot of those scattered showers are still eyeing up areas along I-90 and areas towards the north, up towards Juneau, Adams, Marquette, Green Lake counties, communities, Camp Douglas, the New Chester area over towards Brooklyn, just north of the Dells, and just sneaking Partyville right now. That's an area of concentrated showers and maybe a rumble of thunder. More showers developing in Iowa and pulling into Crawford County near Prairie du Chien. 14. They're going to continue to roll east along 18151 and head towards the Madison area a little bit later as we go into the overnight hours. Zooming on out here again, right now, for the most part, dry, maybe a sprinkle or two, Madison, Janesville over towards Monroe, with the better rain right now steady to the north and off towards the west. Future track showing those showers continuing to press off towards the east, getting Madison right around 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, but there will be some dry time overnight tonight with these showers. And this is batch number 1 of showers. Another little chance of showers on Thursday. Better chances Friday night going on into Saturday. When I come back, I'm going to let you know how much water we can squeeze out of tonight's showers, who has the best chance of maybe getting upwards of a ½ inch tonight. And then we'll track those showers and maybe even some thunderstorms using Future Track with that weather system coming in Friday and Saturday. That's coming up in just a couple of moments.
All right, Alex, thank you. The Brewers were once again back at it at AmFam Field tonight, looking to even the series with the Dodgers, but it simply was not meant to be in Game 2 tonight. All Dodgers, 5-1 the final. Now Games 3 and 4 are set for Thursday and Friday out in Los Angeles. Game 5, if necessary, would happen on Saturday. 5-1 the final. Sports director Andrew Banstra will be live at AmFam Field to have some highlights of this one a little bit later in sports. Next at 10, Governor Tony Evers calling on the State Building Commission to release $15 million from the state budget. That money would go towards revamping Wisconsin's correctional facilities, part of a wider push by the governor to close Lincoln Hills and Copper Lake, as well as Green Bay Correctional Institution. The Building Commission is set to take up the governor's request at its October 28th meeting. It's now been 2 full weeks since the partial federal government shutdown started. The White House says it's preparing to, quote, ride out the Democrats by continuing to pay troops and law enforcement with more reduction in force notices. Democrats called the Trump administration's layoffs illegal.
We are closing up Democrat programs that we disagree with, and they're never going to open again.
Firing and threatening to fire federal employees is part of the Trump administration's campaign to inflict trauma on our federal workforce.
And this evening, the Senate failed for an 8th time to pass a measure to fund the government.
Today, the U.S. and China are imposing new port fees on each other's ships. Chinese analysts accuse the U.S. of starting this latest tit-for-tat by imposing new export controls last month. They say that's why China recently tightened restrictions on rare earth minerals. The fees are yet another import cost for businesses on top of duties.
In a pattern of escalation and now hopefully towards de-escalation, paving the way for President Trump to meet with Xi Jinping just a couple of weeks from now in Korea.
President Trump is also threatening a triple-digit tariff hike on Chinese imports by November 1st. Beijing is warning of retaliation if that happens, but both sides say they would prefer a resolution.
Well, Americans are known to go all out for Halloween, and this year likely won't be any different. According to the National Retail Federation's annual consumer survey, Americans are expected to spend an average of $114 per person this Halloween, and that adds up to about $13.1 billion. That's a record high. Candy, of course, always popular, with total spending expected to reach almost $4 billion. And that same survey finds Americans are planning to spend big on costumes. It says $4.3 billion will be spent on costumes this year. As for what characters you'll see, Spider-Man, a popular choice, as always, for kids. The most favored dress-up characters for adults are expected to be a witch, a vampire, and a pirate. Many people are including their pets in the costume fun, with the most popular pet costume being a pumpkin.
And speaking of pumpkins, a Wisconsin farmer won first prize in the pumpkin weigh-off at one of the largest U.S. harvest festivals last weekend. Jim Ford brought the pumpkin from Fond du Lac County to Minnesota's Stillwater. Look at the size of this thing. This is a harvest festival. His pumpkin weighed in at 2,491 pounds. Not only how did he get it there, but how was he able to grow such a huge pumpkin? He says the key is to grow it early and keep it healthy.
It's just like a little baby. We don't want them too hot. We don't want them too cold. We want them just right. The trick is to get these things as healthy as you could, get them off to a fast start, and keep them as healthy as long as you could.
And he almost beat the record. The world record for the heaviest is 2,819 pounds. The record was recently set by twin brothers over in England.
Well, it was a year ago in the season opener. Quarterback Jordan Love hurt his knee late in that loss to Philadelphia down in Brazil.
And a year later, fully healed, he's a different type of quarterback. News 3 Now's senior Packers writer Jason Wilde has more on how it's changed the Green Bay offense.
If it seems like there's something a little bit different about Jordan Love's game through the first 5 games of this season, well, that's because there is something different about the Green Bay Packers quarterback. He's able to run more and use his legs both to extend plays and get out of the pocket and gain yardage. Last year, when he injured his left knee in the opener and later injured his left groin at midseason, he finished the year with only 83 rushing yards. Through 5 games, he's already got 88. There is a different aspect to his game, and that is creating a different aspect for the Packers offense.
Yeah, and I think always, quarterbacks using their legs and trying to extend plays when the routes are covered or things just break down in the pocket is huge. It puts that extra layer of pressure on the defense, and I think that's something that I had to focus on coming into the season, was trying to use my legs more and extend some of these plays. And obviously, last year was dealing with some things, so I wasn't moving around as much. So it's definitely been a big emphasis for me, and I think it's been huge to be able to extend some of these plays, especially on 3rd and short. So I just got to keep trying to find ways to do that, but I think it's been great.
We'll see if Love can reprise his role as the running man in the Packers' next game. That's Sunday at Arizona against the Cardinals. We'll have full coverage leading into the game and of the game itself at our website, channel3000.com, for free. And while you're there, make sure you sign up for our free Packers newsletter, which delivers our coverage directly to your inbox every single day. In Green Bay at Lambeau Field, Jason Wilde, channel3000.com.
Thank you, Jason. And like he said, Jordan Love will get the chance to run some more this weekend. The Packers hit the road to take on the Arizona Cardinals. That kickoff is set for 3:25.
Our annual Coats for Kids distribution is coming up, and the Boys and Girls Clubs across Dane County are hard at work sorting out all those coats and other winter wear. Staff from News 3 Now, they were there this morning to help out, hauling coats, determining the condition and sizes to make it easier come distribution day. Senior Club Director Danielle Burdick says they've received roughly 1,500 more coats than they did a year ago. And although the donation period is over, there is still time to help out. The club looking for volunteers to continue to help them sort and distribute the thousands of coats and more. So save the date. Distribution day will be Friday, October 24th, 4 to 6 p.m. at the Mackenzie Family Boys and Girls Club, the Erica and Anthony Fleming Boys and Girls Club, and the Allied Family Center.
Well, next at 10, Alex tells us about our rain chances for the rest of the week.
And nearly a year after her son's murder in Rock County, a local mother speaks out why she says police aren't doing enough to give her closure and bring her son's killer to justice. Stay with us.
You're watching News 3 Now at 10.
A Janesville mother is calling for more to be done to get justice for her 20-year-old son who was shot and killed in Beloit last year.
Jaden Benitez's mother tells our Armand Rahman she doesn't think investigators are doing enough, and it's keeping her from getting closure.
Erica Meyer is fighting to make sure her son's case doesn't go cold. According to court documents, 20-year-old Jaden Benitez was shot and killed from behind while in a vehicle as suspects allegedly tried to rob him last year.
This is his video camera that he shot his music videos with.
They say a picture is worth 1,000 words, but for Erica Meyer,
this is Jaden just in his element because he always thinks he's so handsome.
This room in her new house is worth 1,000,000 memories of her son, Jaden.
He went on to running his own business. He shot a music video for a lady named Anaya in Hollywood. He was in Atlanta. He was a pretty frequent flyer in Chicago.
He was known as the man with the plan by his friends.
It was like Jaden always had a plan for all of us, and he wanted everybody to win.
Unfortunately, Jaden's plan and his life were cut short. He was shot and killed in April 2024 from behind in a vehicle in this area of Beloit.
It's just an awful feeling, you know? It's an awful feeling to watch somebody just elevate so high and then just somebody just take them down and nobody is accountable.
A 17-year-old was arrested, convicted, and sentenced to Lincoln Hills Youth Prison in connection with his death. But Erica says law enforcement and investigators have told her there was likely another teenager in the car who Jaden was told to meet in a Facebook message. Meyer says that person may be responsible as well. But when she met with the Rock County District Attorney and the Victim Witness Office this past month,
they said the case is no longer being investigated, actively investigated. It's still an open case. They said because they can't identify him 100%.
I reached out to the Rock County District Attorney's office to confirm this and have not heard back as of this broadcast.
It made me feel defeated. They're all just treating my son like he was just disposable. That's it. That's it over. It's all over now. I'm not going to rest until something happens to these kids.
She says now the plan that would make her son proud is advocating for other mothers and families affected by gun violence while advocating for him.
Every morning, good morning, I open the blinds. Good night, I close the blinds. But I feel like Jaden's standing here right now telling me, like, Mom, this can't be it. You know, it just can't be it.
Reporting for News 3 Now, I'm Arman Rahman.
Arman, thank you. Erica started a nonprofit aimed at helping families affected by gun violence called Directed by Jaden's Mom.
And now turning to the weather, we've had a really fall-like beginning of the week and chances for rain throughout the week. Chief Meteorologist Alex Harrington has the full weather forecast.
Yeah, let's break down those rain chances. We need the rain in southern Wisconsin. We've got rain for parts of southern Wisconsin tonight going on into early Wednesday. A small chance as we go into Thursday. Better chances Friday night going on into Saturday along a cold front. Let's track the rain that's out there right now, stretching right along I-90, Camp Douglas over towards New Chester, the Montello area, Partyville. Rain coming down likely at a pretty good clip here as it continues to hug the interstate. Over southwest Wisconsin, more showers are building up here. Prairie du Chien right along 18, Fenimore over towards Boscobel. Showers coming in out of Iowa, and those showers are going to continue to move off towards the east and eventually make their way into Sauk and Iowa and Lafayette counties, and then eventually over towards Madison. Some places, though, are going to stay dry tonight here. Let's focus our future track here on the showers and maybe even a rumble or two of thunder, the Dells to Madison, right around 2 o'clock in the morning. Keep an eye over here over southwest Wisconsin as we put this into motion. The line consolidates, stretches from the Dells to Madison to near Janesville over towards Elkhorn, right around 6 o'clock in the morning. For work and school, get ready for the umbrella. Windshield wipers need to be going too, but southwest Wisconsin, you may miss out here on these showers according to the latest future track updates, and then those showers turn to a few sprinkles and cloudy skies as we go a little bit further into Wednesday. Here you see that painted very, very clearly, future track precipitation. Heaviest rainfall again right along I-90 here, Dells over towards the Watertown area, over towards Jefferson, maybe a quarter to a half inch from Madison, areas towards the north. To the south and to the west, a tenth of an inch. As my mom says, that's just about enough to settle the dust, and that's about it. But we do have more rainfall in the forecast. There is a chance on Thursday, but I'm going to eye up Friday going into Saturday. I think that weather system is likely going to pan out to be more appreciable. With a cold front coming through as early as about midnight on Saturday, those showers, maybe a thunderstorm or two for all of southern Wisconsin during the morning hours on Saturday. Little low pressure system rides up along that front, bringing us a chance of maybe some heavier rainfall and a thunderstorm or two as we go into Saturday afternoon. And then that weather system, by the time we get a little bit later into Saturday going into Sunday, out of here, replaced by northwest winds. And that's going to usher in some slightly cooler temperatures. Tonight we'll do upper 40s, right around 50 with those shower chances, especially for Madison areas off towards the north. And those highs tomorrow will be in the 50s because of the clouds and the showers, and staying fall-like all the way through the 10-day forecast here. 60s by day, 40s by night. That one day that sticks out there, that's Friday, out ahead of that cold front. We'll get up to 76 degrees. That'll be about 15 degrees above normal for a day, and then we'll go back down to where we should be for this time of year.
Take advantage of it. Might be one of the last.
Might be one of the last 70s.
All right.
And I know you want to bring up that snow, and that could happen too.
We need like a blizzard for when Ohio State comes to town just to really mess with them on Saturday. But I don't know. Doesn't look like
I don't think we'll get snow this time.
I don't think we're getting that. Alex,
Exactly.
thank you. Sure.
Well, has your pet struggled, speaking of snow, during the winter months in recent years? Tomorrow at 6:30, we have Alex sharing his dog Loki's story from chronic allergies to worsening symptoms as the snowfall's been declining. Don't miss this important Winter Ready special right here on WIC TV.
When we have these warmer winters, we do see pets with allergies that are maybe itchy longer, maybe that have more like skin infections and ear infections.
You can catch the First Warn Weather Team next Wednesday.
It's tomorrow.
It's actually tomorrow, not next.
The next Wednesday on the
I got
calendar.
my week straight. Anyway, with all sorts of smart tips to keep your pets winter ready.
We'll be right back with sports.
When you get games 1 and 2 at home in a best-of-7 series like the NLCS, the last thing you can do under any circumstances is fall down 2-0. And that's exactly what the Brewers were looking to avoid doing this evening at AmFam. The fireworks were flying early, at least it looked like they were going to continue. The very first pitch of the ball game that the Brewers saw left the yard in an absolute hurry. Jackson Chourio laces a liner the other way, and you can forget about it. How about this? In just his 10th playoff game, that's the 21-year-old's 4th career postseason home run, which already ties the Brewers franchise record for playoff bombs. And you'd think a start like that would move the momentum for Milwaukee, but it didn't. The Crew only had 2 more hits in the entire ball game. In the second, Teoscar Hernandez ties things up with a solo shot of his own. And later in the frame, LA took a lead that they would never give back. In the 6th, the Dodgers would extend it. Max Muncy mauls one to dead center. The Brewer bats were in an ice bath this evening and just never found the way to warm up. Milwaukee loses 5-1, and the Dodgers take a 2-0 lead in the all-important game, best-of-7 series that is the NLCS. They'll get a much-needed day off tomorrow before traveling to play Game 3 in LA on Thursday in what will essentially be a must-win. We'll be right back after this break. So for now, signing off from American Family Field, Andrew Banstra for News 3 Sports.
All right, finally tonight, putting your hand inside of a lion's mouth. Not a really good idea, but luckily this lion, Lyra, is fully sedated. The 3-year-old lion was rescued from Ukraine, where she was part of the illegal pet trade there. The Big Cat Sanctuary in Kent in England found that she had a little discomfort in that jaw that gradually got worse over time.
Very nice white teeth, though.
Right?
You don't want that stuff to run off. You don't want the cat to wake up.
No.
And all of this. They said the infection was most likely caused by trauma before she arrived. The extracted tooth, they say, was important in the wild so she could grip her prey. Lyra seems to be making a speedy recovery now from her surgery and is back in her enclosure alongside her sister. But that is a very careful procedure done there on Lyra, the lion. Alex is back. Quick final check of the forecast.
Yeah, showers for parts of southern Wisconsin right now, especially north of Madison and now entering southwest Wisconsin. Future Track shows that those showers are really going to eye up Lone Rock to Madison to Janesville and areas off towards the north and towards the east. But more rain chances in the forecast Friday night going on into Saturday. We'll track more of that tomorrow night.
And tune in for their weather special tomorrow, 6:30.
right.
Winter ready, folks. Thanks for joining us. Colbert's next.
Have a good night. Thanks for